English YouTube channel. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Priyanka, Pratik, good evening. Ishika, Samarth, Shrivas, Ranjit, Dipanvita, Tania. Anushri, Durgeshwari, Kushbu. Arun, Vinobas, Ranalini. We'll give one more minute and then we will start the class. Pinky. Thank you, Ritupaban. Pradyuman. Vivek. I'm fantastic, Vinobas. Dharani. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. It's the light actually, nothing else. Abhishek Reddy, Dhanush, all right, people. So we had to cancel the class last week because it was raining cats and dogs here in Bangalore, and then the internet, the electricity, everything just went for a toss. So I tried waiting it out, but then it was not happening. The entire internet as well as electricity, power outage was there. So that is why we had to cancel the class. If you actually remember, some of these topics we have already covered. LPG shortage onwards we have to start. Fiscal federalism, tourism, Kashmir, obesity, HPV vaccine, space related, removal of speaker, Supreme Court no fault compensation policy, Chinese investment, Supreme Court dignity in death, U-turn in seismic zone notification, anti-depredation intervention, Iran conflict, population and women related, sustainability in food and F1. Finally, open market operations. These are the topics what we will be seeing today. Now, amino acid and RNA along with missiles and interceptors, both of this we have covered it last week itself. Okay. Government schemes marathon is very good, but all schemes are important or not? How will I say that, Ritupa? All schemes are important or not? I'm not setting the question paper right. I wish I could, I had that magical abilities to actually predict which scheme will come or which may not come. You cannot specifically say like that, right? Okay, I can say, let us say from historical background to fundamental duties, it is very important from prelims perspective as far as polity is concerned. Now in that, from where the question will come, what type of question will come, how will I know? One thing what we know about government schemes is that generally they play with the numbers. The numbers in the sense, okay, a scheme is given, how much fund has been allocated for it. With that they can play. Number two, another favorite area of UPSC is the scheme was introduced in the last 2 years, last 3 years, in the recent years. When you see that recent years, it's a red flag, because that simply means that scheme had not come in the last few years or something. It's a pretty old scheme. So it will have something, some numbers or some detailing, which if you have read it at least once, you will be able to recall. Again, they can ask absolutely tough questions also, like a particular scheme which comes under which division of the Ministry of Finance or Ministry of Environment, like that also they can ask. But like I have always told you, in UPSC or be it in any competitive exam, your concern should never be the difficult questions there. Your concern should always be, okay, what are the easy questions? What are the medium ones? So that is the point with it. All right. I want advice to you. You want to advise me? Or you want advice from me? Interesting. LPG shortage. Now, LPG shortage, I know at this point of time while we are discussing this problem is almost getting sorted out. The LPG shortage, what we have to understand is, see, we did face a crude oil issue, a crude oil crisis. back in 1991, where we had just about enough dollars to purchase less than 2 weeks of oil imports. That means India only had that much amount of currency or dollar to pay for what? Less than 2 weeks of oil import. And you must always understand crude oil, natural gas, coal. If these three elements a country is not able to afford, it can easily lead to a situation of what? Civil war. Look at what happened in Sri Lanka. All right, what we saw in Sri Lanka is what? When they started facing the financial crisis and they did not have money, it ultimately led to what? It ultimately led to a point where they were unable to afford crude oil. They were unable to afford LPG. There was no electricity. Simple small things like slate and pencil became luxury goods overnight because they were unable to afford it. Simple. This made the people angry. So you must understand this in the larger context. So I had told you earlier also, when with this whole US-Iran conflict that is going on now, my take on it is indirect target here is India. How indirect target is India? Because they are trying to see to it that, okay, if Indian gas, etc. gets disturbed here, there is a chance that, because cooking gas, understand, cooking gas is not there. If people are unable to cook, that's it. A country with 143 crore people or 145 crore people can easily pour onto the street. 1 or 2 days they may bear. Okay, there is a shortage for now. But beyond that, getting the picture here. So, if you remember from my earlier current affair classes also, I have told you that when it comes to crude oil, we have diversified our basket. Diversified the import basket means we are literally taking it from maximum countries. We are not dependent only on Russia. We are not dependent only on Saudi, only on UAE, nothing. We have literally got it what? From all over the place. Got the point? Coal also, if you see, we have it. In the case of crude oil as well as coal, the trend is that when it comes to crude oil or coal, we have enough stock at 2 months, in and around 2 months. That is, it can be slightly more than 2 months or less than 2 months or less than 3 months, whatever. So around 100 days, 78 to 100 days, we have enough of this stock. So this particular article, LPG shortage, which appeared in the Hindu, the author is basically talking about a blunder. And what is that blunder? See, the LPG scheme, what is there? To provide LPG gas cylinders to women households or households which are really, really poor at a very subsidized rate. When you are running such a scheme, when you are giving LPG cylinders at a subsidized rate to poor households, you have to do what? See, people, let me tell you one thing. To all the YouTube community out there, we cannot do anything about the spammers. Alright? I really want to use certain words here, certain words which are unparliamentary. I really want to use it and I would love to use it. But you know, these days people will take one small bit and they will say, see, this is the language that a faculty is using and they can make things go bad. I am ignoring that third class idiot. Please, you also ignore. That is all that I would say. Again, I would tell you, let them abuse me, let them do whatever they want, ignore them. They never got any attention or love or care from their family. Let us not give them that attention in online class also. You focus on my ugly face and my ugly voice. Ignore that beautiful comments in the chat section. Period. Get back. So the author is claiming that this is a blunder whereby which you are giving subsidized gas cylinders and you have not stocked LPG. Even when I was reading that article, I thought, yeah, that is such a true point, right? I mean, you're giving for such a large population, you're providing LPG. What if there is a shortage of supply? You should be having LPG also stocked and kept. Correct? You should have it. Even I thought like that. For a minute, even I forgot my science, my basic chemistry, my basic physics. See, crude oil and coal, if you actually see, crude oil is what? Black, dark colored oil. That is what crude oil is. It is not that if I take one matchstick and put it, crude oil will start burning. No, it won't burn like that. Same thing applies for coal. If I put a match, put it there, it will not burn. LPG, a small spark, a change in the pressure, anything, the slightest change in its pressure, temperature, anything is enough. You are going to have one mega dhamaka. Where will you store it? What quantity will you store it? How much quantity will you store? Because LPG is something which we are using daily. Morning you use, afternoon you use, evening you use, night also you use. Petrol at least we know, okay, only to go to the office and to come back. Exactly, that is the point. To store it is not at all easy. Trust me, you can transport it. You take it out, you compress it, you put it into tanks, you transport it. Then the tanks reaches its place, you reduce the pressure, transfer it back into the cylinders. Then cylinder is again pressurized, then you deliver it homes. It's a continuous process. Storage of LPG for a very long time, let us say quantities like that, like they say, up to 2 months or 3 months, where will you store it? You have seen one LPG cylinder, right? LPG tankers when they carry it. It is not easy. So what do? You cannot do it. The only thing to ensure is that the supply of LPG is ensured. Supply is not disturbed. That is where, if you remember from the last week's current affair class, I told you about what? Operation Sankalp, Indian Navy. Arabian Sea. Right now, we are allowing all those tankers to come into India. I mean, not us. Iran has basically given a clean chit for Indian flagged vessels, and they are being guarded by the Indian Navy, being escorted by the Indian Navy to arrive into India. Got the point here? There are very few countries that have got this license. And you must understand this. India is probably the only country getting the supplies from the Middle East, also getting the supplies from USA, also getting the supplies from Russia. All the three. Diplomatic victory. Nothing less than that. That is what this is. LPG shortage exposed structural vulnerability as India expanded consumption rapidly without parallel creation of strategic storage capacity, resulting in supply shocks when imports were disrupted. More than 85% of LPG imports pass through the Strait of Hormuz, making supply highly vulnerable to geopolitical disruptions. Now, this author again has used a language which actually says what? It is highly vulnerable. You know, that is this. This is the exact language of panic, creating panic. Oh my God. In this last 75 or 80, whatever, 75 years of independence we have celebrated very recently. How many times have we seen this happening? LPG shortage because of a Iran-USA issue has been going on from a very long time. Correct? Palestine-Israel issue has been going on for a very long time. There was Iraq war was there. Kuwait war was there. Did any of those create any trouble? No. Now suddenly what has happened? This is such a big deal. You should in country was not ready for it. That language itself is such that it creates or evokes panic. Then if you club this whole scenario with the fact that a US Belgian mercenary and apparently a US CIA agent both were arrested for training anti-India groups. When you read it totally, what is the final understanding of it? US wants a change in the current government here. And they are trying to play every dirty trick in the playbook just to ensure that the government changes. That is their main agenda now. They don't want this particular government. So they are trying every trick in the book whereby which create a sense of panic among the people. The people will pour out on the road and then eventually the government is changed, which has happened in Sri Lanka, which has happened in Nepal, which has happened in Bangladesh, which has happened in Pakistan, which took place. Okay, Afghanistan, you cannot call it a people's movement. Taliban took over power there. Anyway, Maldives also there was a movement. So to think that US is very innocent in all this thing, no. Only two reasons. Now you can read the rest of the article. I mean, it is just for your information, because sometimes what happens is students will see a very big article in the Hindu newspaper and they will be like, but sir did not talk about this at all in class. This is a very important article, and you will feel so because they would have put all these nice colors, graphs, charts, to authenticate the misinformation that they are feeding us. So if you really ask me, I have told you earlier also, the purpose of this entire whole thing. Number one, increase the crude oil prices. Works of minding. Increase the crude oil prices. This is the real purpose. There is no other purpose to it. So briefly, when Mr. Donald Trump, that pedophile, when he said that he's not going to do a retaliatory strike on Iran, he will postpone it. Like right away, he's not going to attack Iran. He will do it later when he said. Crude oil prices have come down. As soon as it started coming down, now he's giving again another press conference right now. God Almighty knows what new nonsense he's going to bring. But this is the ultimate deal. Because like I told you, crude oil price increases, people will be unhappy. There is an LPG shortage, people will be unhappy. The combined effect of which will definitely bring the people out onto the street in lakhs, if not crores. Government will have to flee, like how it fled from most of the neighboring countries in and around us. Because when you read the whole thing, when you take the whole thing and see the big picture, you step back and see the big picture, you can see that there was no reason to attack Iran. Now, I am not a fan of Iran or Iran's policies or Iran's so-called supreme leader. I am not at all a fan of them. But whatever it is, like I've always believed it, if people don't want a government, they will change it. Whether outside support is there or not. So people there, if they are unhappy with Iran's supreme leader or whatever, they will change it either through peaceful means or violent means. But that is never a reason for US or Israel together to go and attack. Israel, now why did they join the bandwagon? If you really ask me, it is just so that US don't want to stand isolated there. They don't want any retaliation from India, a tit for tat, or anything for that matter. When Israel is there, it will always look what? It will look like a justification. Because Iran wages proxy war with Israel through terror groups. Hamas, the Houthis, all that. Correct? So Israel's happiness is that, okay, finally I get to destroy all these terror camps. So Israel has a purpose behind it. What is US's agenda? This is the agenda. Clear? Ethically, we learned that. Okay, 1 minute. ये क्या है? Okay, just to tell you people, first of all, that is grammatically incorrect, first of all. You don't add after S. What's you? You don't ask. So how's you? You don't ask. How are you? Use the full proper sentences. Because the problem is that when you start writing your answer, you will use the same WhatsApp language in your answer sheet also. I understand. You put as you now because it is a chat section. But stop using this nonsense. Properly ask, how are you? How if I say, I am the fine za? Whatever is a language, treat it properly. Give it that respect what it deserves. All right? See, why is America pausing the war? Like I have told this earlier also. As far as international relations or even any policy is concerned, don't immediately jump into conclusions. Wait it out. Because all these things, you will get a better clarity as time passes. So he has paused it now. He may increase it later. He like paused it down. He may retaliate later. Got the point here. Why is India being targeted? Because India's pro-Russia stance, India's anti-US stance. See it. The triggering point started with that whole Operation Sindoor. US wanted the credit. India was not ready to give the credit. Be it inside the parliament, be it anywhere. Then US decided, okay, we will somehow now sign this trade agreement with India. Only one condition they had placed forward to India. The Indian Prime Minister should call Trump. That call never came. They had all the documents, the detailing, the draft, the policy, everything kept ready. One condition they said, just give one call. Because apparently Trump called Prime Minister Modi. Modi did not pick the call. Like he knew it was Trump. He did not pick the call apparently. This irked Trump even more. That is the reason why even though while we were buying oil from Russia, there were other countries which were buying oil. Only we were punished with a 50% tariff. The other countries were not punished. So when you read between the lines, you will understand. And understand this US policy, you must understand that this is not the US Congress or a Senate deciding this. One man is deciding. A pedophile, a child rapist, if maybe even a murderer, and a megalomaniac, narcissist, self-obsessed prick. That's it. And we will have to now wait because this is just 1 year of his regime is over. Another 3 years is still remaining. So within that time, whatever he wants, he will do. He has made it very clear, right? He will do whatever he wants. Nobody will ask us. Nobody should question us. So he will do it. If that is the case, Nexova, sir, can you please talk in Hindi for some time? It is an English YouTube channel, brother. If that is the case, why all of us are not united by countries to question Trump? Isn't this a global concern? India's problem is India's problem, not the world's problem. Understand that thing very, very clearly. Got the point? Now, aren't the world countries getting united? Absolutely, yes. Biggest evidence for that is the European Union India Free Trade Agreement. This FTA was in limbo, or it was literally in freezer for more than 20 years. Thanks to Mr. Donald Trump, European Union came with India and immediately made an FTA. US even being our largest export market, even though our exports to USA declined, last year's reports actually suggest that Indian exports have gone up. Drastically, it has gone up. Exports are increasing, and this year also it will continue to increase because we are diversifying our export countries again. We are exporting more and more to all the other countries to compensate for the loss from US side. That is the bottom line. Why is there a lockdown? Why is there a lockdown? Means obviously because Pakistan cannot afford the high LPG prices, or they are not able to get the LPG tankers from Middle East. That is the reason. See, LPG, now we are talking about this. In Pakistan, gas is given. I will tell you how. This is the cylinder. This is whatever the knob or whatever. Okay. This they will connect it to a pipe. And at the end of this, what they are having is a white color polythene giant bag. That they will fill. Make or not. They'll carry it and go to their home. That's LPG cylinder nobody gets. What you get is a big polythene bag in which LPG is used to fill it up. That people carry and go home. So once this is filled, the shape of this whole thing will look like this. You can see plenty of videos of children carrying this. Just give me a minute here. Cylinder will be made up of polythene. Yeah. अरे ये plastic है, plastic. Normal plastic bag is there, right? What you get from the bakery, etc. It's bigger version. Just see it in the YouTube. You will find it. How they even use the gas from there? No idea. Why did Modi say situation like COVID is coming back? I'm not aware of it. When did he say it? If it is going to come back, let it come first. Why did he say it? You'll have to ask the Prime Minister, not me. Fiscal federalism. It is who said it is safe? Ishara. You are on whose side, sir? US or Iran? I am on India's side. One is a dictatorship, which is Iran. The other one is being run by a rapist, a child rapist and a madman. Why will I support any of these countries, and what is there in for me? I will always support my own country. Very good point, Shreyas. Now coming to this part over here. Fiscal federalism. So I have given a lot of data here. As usual, what is the economic contribution of urban centers? They generate around 90% of total government revenue and 67% of the GDP. Now that is not at all surprising, correct? Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore. Main hubs, if you see, even today, it is these 5 cities. Largely driven by the service sector, especially IT services, information technology services. They have a lot of employment opportunities. They also generate indirect employment also. Because like I tell you, when we hear a city life, etc. So for example, I have always noticed this when my friends from North India, they come over here. They do have that attitude in the sense, looking down upon people who are maybe working as maids or people who are working as drivers. I'm not telling all the North Indians are like that, but some of my friends are there. They are a little judgmental. Arey, what? They are only working as maid. They are only working as driver. They have that attitude. The problem, I will tell you where it starts. Now, attitude that everybody is having. Even I have prejudices like that. You may have prejudice like that. That is there. Inherently, we are a very judgmental society. Make no doubt about it. We try to act that we are politically correct, but we are not. I have judgments like that. You have judgments like that. Not necessary that we judge a person on the basis of their job. It could be something else. But we all have it. It is inherent inside a human being. The thing is now, these maids or drivers, if you really look at them, they are rich. They are really rich. They have their own home. They have a passive income in the form of rent. Or even if you're talking, like the other day, I took my parents to Mysore, to visit Mysore. So a gentleman was our driver. Why I call him gentleman is pakka military cut, white shirt, tucked in, belt, well-polished shoes. When he stepped outside the vehicle only, I just felt like I was like, wow. I literally had to ask him, sir, were you in the service? And he smiled and said no. So he was driving an Innova. Later I understood that he is the owner of ten Innovas. Got the point? 10 Innovas at least. So definitely what? Yeah, I can call him my driver, but I know he is richer than me. Why is it so? Because he is in a city. This wouldn't be possible if he was in a village or in a semi-urban town. Because in a city, what happens is, because people are too busy doing their job, they'll have to outsource a lot of work. They'll hire a maid. They will hire even, so for example, in Bangalore, it is pretty normal to have what? One maid to clean, one maid to cook, one nanny for the baby. Are you getting the point here? So job opportunities are plenty here. One or the other way, people will end up spending money. So it is not at all surprising that it contributes in such huge chunks to the economy. Got the picture here? So if I'm literally going to say that Telangana's lion's share of their state GDP comes from Hyderabad, it will not be an exaggeration. Same thing applies for Chennai to Tamil Nadu, Bangalore to Karnataka, Mumbai to Maharashtra. Got the logic here? All right. Urban population is 470 million in 2020. That is 47 crore. It is projected to hit 60 crore by 2030. By 2031, 41% of the population will be living in cities. Correct. Why children carrying it? Pritija, Kirti, children are carrying it because children also don't go to school there. Where your stomach is empty, you don't know where you will get your food from. Automatically, children will do anything and everything given to them. So Pakistani people's expectations are very, very low. They don't have electricity, they don't even have water, they don't even have gas, they don't even have food. Inflation is very high. For them, they only need minimal things. That is why on happiness index, they stand above us. We have everything. Compared to Pakistan, we are on another level. But our expectations are very, very high. As rightfully said by Nana Patekar, Mr. Nana Patekar, we shouldn't compare ourselves with Pakistan and try to feel that we are doing great. We should compare ourselves with China or Japan to really know where we are standing today. That is the bottom line. Coming back to this discussion now, so we know now that urban population is going on increasing, and when it starts increasing automatically in most of the cities, you will have what? Population pressure. See, economic hubs are there, but do you think those economic hubs really generate that level of revenue what is being generated in Chennai? For example, if I go to Chennai, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find at least 4 to 5. My friend took me to a Japanese restaurant. Literally, they came with those chopsticks and everything, and he just opened it, did this, and he was like, this is how you hold it. It's sushi. You're supposed to dip it in the sauce and eat it. I was like, I prefer my fishes fried, dipped in oil, fried, spicy. Next time what he did, he took me to a Korean restaurant. Do you really think in a Coimbatore or in a Madurai, you are going to see a Korean restaurant or a Japanese restaurant? Chances are very less. Got the point here. Hubs could be there. Even Mysore is also, people say in Mysore also IT parks are there. It is there. I'm not at all denying it. But that looks like goat in front of the dinosaur Bangalore. Clear? So urban local body allocation is 1.2 to 1.3 lakh crore over 5 years. 15 Finance Commission recommendation. In the GDP context, if you see, it generates around 200 to 210 lakh crore. 0.12 to 0.13% is the share of GDP. Total local body grants is 4.36 lakh crore. Unspent funds 90,000 to 95,000. Urban share unspent 30,000 to 35,000. What does this mean? This is 15th Finance Commission's recommendation. I'll give you it in a nutshell. So, grants are given. From central divisible pool of taxes. What are grants? Grants are money which is given, which you need not return it back. A loan is something where you will have to pay it back. You'll have to pay interest, etc. Grant is something like, raklo, keep it with you. That is the idea. Now, grants are actually given for what? As per the Finance Commission, it is given for local bodies. When I say local bodies, it means panchayats and municipalities. Shri Kalkeri, I have already done explaining this whole LPG thing. Alright, particles will be there, that will be there. You are already in YouTube. Open another tab above and search for how Pakistan is filling. Open for a video. It will show you what these types are. See it once for yourself. Panchayats are there, municipalities are there. Highest level of funding, if anybody is getting, if you ask me, it is panchayat and municipality. Why I am calling it highest level of funding? Why states are not receiving or not? Obviously, states are also getting. As per Finance Commission's recommendation, from center to states, 41% of the taxes are given, shared with states. Okay, so states also get a lion's share. Why exclusively I am focusing on local body? Because the fact of the matter here is the fund given to local body, first of all, is in the nature of what? Grants. You don't have to give it back. And the crazy part I will tell you. The crazy part is that whatever money is spent by panchayats or municipality, funds, whatever you're giving, that you can give. But how has those funds been used? Where it has been used, that cannot be audited by CAG. CAG can audit central accounts. CAG can audit state accounts. CAG cannot audit what? Panchayat and municipality accounts. This is the first comedy. So there is no CAG for it. Because CAG is not auditing it, automatically what happens is each state or each municipality, each panchayat will maintain the accounts however they want. However they want. No common performer or no common debit, credit, income, expense, nothing. Each one will give their own reports. They still use pen and paper to show this much of pen and book basically. This much of money came, this much money we used. Pen. Anytime you can change the numbers. Doesn't even end there. If I really need to know how much money it is necessary for the efficient running of the panchayats and the municipalities, you have to set up what? State Finance Commission. But wait. This now has improved slightly. Why? State Finance Commission is constituted by state government. 15th FC threatened the states, telling that if you don't set up State Finance Commission, I am not going to give you grants. Health, education grants, essential grants I will give you. The rest of the grants I won't give you if you have not set up what? State Finance Commission. Many states reluctantly set it up because fund nahi milega. I won't get the funds. Reluctantly they set up. So obviously understand one thing. State Finance Commission, when I set up, will I set up a State Finance Commission which is very strong, which is very independent? No. I will definitely create an SFC which is weak, which will behave like a chamcha of the state government. Correct? Which was the last state, when after giving this threat, the last state to form a State Finance Commission was got the point here. This is the reality. That is the reason why, take any city in our country, totally shoddy it will be. Totally shoddy, because first of all, how much fund they have, how much fund are coming to them, where it is going, who knows? Do you know, if you are living in a city, how much fund your city is receiving? There is no way to know about this. Next most important thing is what? Conducting elections on time. Now, Election Commission of India conducts elections for parliament, and state legislatures, correct? But when it comes to panchayat and municipality, state election commission has to be set up. SEC. Who should set it up? State government. State government will never ever set up an SEC. Why? See, if I set up an SEC, that means elections to panchayat will happen on time. Elections to municipalities will happen on time. Locally itself, if people decide all the matters, that is other than law and order, road, electricity, internet connection, sanitation, drinking water, hospital, all these are getting taken care at the panchayat and the municipality level, means why will I be interested in the state government? Think about it. Municipality, any issue is having, I'm going to my municipal ward member. Any issue is that I'm going to my panchayat ward member or my panchayat president or the city's mayor. They are doing a fantastic job. They are taking care of my electricity, my water, traffic congestion, this, that, everything they are taking care of, means why will I be interested as a citizen of this country in an MLA? Getting the logic here. So for state governments, they don't want to set this up. They don't want elections to happen. They don't want elections to happen either in the panchayat or in the municipality. If that is the case, from Central Finance Commission, funds have arrived. But panchayat elections have not happened. Municipal elections have not happened. Then how will you run it? Who will be using the funds? Names are plenty. Chief Executive Officer, Municipal Commissioner, District Development Officer. Correct. Got the point here. IAS officers dominate there. Even if election happens to these so-called panchayats, so-called municipalities, you tell me, will an IAS officer be afraid of? Whom do you think the IAS officer will fear? State government or a panchayat president elected by the people or by a mayor elected by the people? You tell me. Anupama, that is idealism. In a democracy, president. Yeah. Why Pinky Mondal? The state government. What can a panchayat president do to an IAS officer? Nothing. Your transfer, your posting, your suspension, everything is with the state government. Panchayat president or the so-called, mayor can tell a countless things to you. You will for which your expression will be what? This. But one order comes from the state government. You will be that. Got the point here? In other words, if you really ask me who is the trouble, you are the trouble. You people are the trouble because you will get into IAS. You are the real troublemaker here. Because all the funding, all the planning, all the program, all the schemes, whatever is out there, that needs the IAS officers' ashirwad, blessings, signature. Without that, not a single plan will get approved, not a single rupee will come out. Got the logic here? Why is it that any political party, so this is local level, state level, union level, if you have all the three parties the same, you can nicely sit and eat. Got the point here? They can nicely sit and eat. Even if it is the same state government, same local government, same party is in power at the local level also. Nicely you can sit and eat. Got the logic here? This is the way it is functioning. Now, if you are asking me for way forward means, what is the only solution here? This is the only answer. All of us should hope for such a change in our system, right? Anupama, where do we have the time for it? We are busy trying to find out the caste. We are busy trying to find out religion, language. We are only interested in that. We are not interested in anything else. Got the point here? These are the only three things that interest us. Nothing else interests us. That is the reality. See, he can contact if the officer is interested in development. But if the IAS officer is a very sensible guy, he is collaborating with the panchayat president, with the mayor to do good things there. If the state government likes it, if it is an election year, they will support him. If it is not an election year, they will transfer him. It is as simple as that. Clear? That is the only solution for this. One nation, one election, audit of the local body funds. That has to happen. How much funds have they received? Where they are spending it? What are they doing with it? Without that, nothing will change at grassroots level. Lion's share, it is not even at the central level or at the state level that maximum corruption is happening. Corruption at its peak happens over here. These tall diyas are there. Made out of brass it is. In Malayalam we call it vilak. It will be like this. Like this it will look. This height will be there. 12,000 rupees is its total cost. Trivandrum municipality, each time they take it for any program, any function to light, because that is how sometimes inaugurations are done or a program is started. Each time they take it for rent, they pay 6,000 rupees as rent. What is its total cost? 12,000. How many times have they taken it for rent? Some 50 odd times. In a year, 12 months, around 52 weeks. 1 week, minimum one function will be there, one program will be there. Imagine then. When the new mayor came, he basically announced it. He basically told 6,000 rupees was the rent being paid. When they actually bargained with that dealer, he was ready to give it for 500. That should have been the rent. Instead, what was the rent? 6,000. Inflated rents. Inflated rent. Now, this is not isolated to Kerala. Trivandrum is the capital city of Kerala. It is not isolated to Trivandrum alone. It is there everywhere. That is the new way, or probably the old way, which I got to know very recently. The latest way of actually committing corruption is inflate the rent. Educational qualification up to post-graduation for MP and MLA. My dear friends, you all are educated, right? How many of you will marry outside your caste? How many of you will marry outside your religion? How many of you will vote for an individual without looking into their caste, religion, sex or gender? No, right? What we are as a society, its reflection only we see it in the parliament or in the state legislative assembly. That is the reality. If we were really concerned, then in Delhi, within the Delhi NCR region only, how many people died because of this gaddas? One car went into a drain, went out, that guy died. Another bike went down, he also died. What public outrage was there? Center, Delhi Legislative, Assembly, Municipality, everything under BJP. Did anybody create any issue? Did anybody create any ruckus? Forget it. What was our dear opposition doing? So we have failed as a system. Don't worry. We are a failed system. Somehow we are going. Arey chalega yaar, chalega, chalega ya, chalega. Arey tension mat le, chalega. That video, viral video would have seen. Malkin, thoda sa galti ho gaya, Malkin. That is what we are. Person is dead. Pura ka pura truck has overturned. Thoda galti ho gaya. This is what we are. So don't expect any drastic change and all until unless we change. I will. Anshu Mishranand. Everybody, please pray for Anshu Mishranand. If his parents or anybody sees that message, I don't know what will happen to him. So what the article is telling is the contribution to urban local bodies is only standing at 0.13%. It is not increasing. We should give more funding. More funding is not the answer. The answer is accountable funding, accountable spending. Classic example I will tell you. Now again this I have discussed in my earlier class also. MG Narega. That is being replaced with what? G Ramji. Somebody has a nice humor sense. That much I know. So main difference is what? Okay, 100 days here. $100 here. Here it is 125. But what is the main highlight of G Ramji? digital accountability. Digital accountability it is. Means what have you constructed using that fund? What is the latitude and longitude? Time stamped photos. When have you clicked it? Which date you have clicked it? How many people were involved in it? Who and all worked on it? Entire digital trail will be there. Now, if center alone says this, state will be like, okay, we will try. But sometimes network won't be there. So center told, we have no issues. Because it will be shared between you and me. Funding we will share. I am not going to fund it all alone. Earlier it was all alone by the center. We will share the funding. This is exactly what we need. Not just with GRAMG, with every scheme. Whatever developmental scheme you are bringing, whatever you are bringing, the whole thing should be digitally put out over there. Got the point here? This is the bottom line. Any doubts here? So some grants which are given to the local body, 20% of those funds, this is according to the 16th Finance Commission, are on performance. Performance means what? You should bring fiscal discipline. Fiscal discipline means you should improve your revenue, reduce your expenses, conduct local body elections, which I told you, State Election Commission, audited accounts, state finance commissions. All this needs to be set up, then only I will give it to you. But how much it is? Just 20%. 80% I will get it otherwise. Happy. I am happy for that. Got the point? Already for this also planned by all brokers or people also will be bought. Ai. कहना क्या चाहते हो? Clear. This is the point. Total grants given. Read that. 7.91493 crore. To put it in perspective, that is almost the same budget what we have for defense. Defense capital expenditure budget it is. There at least I can see the changes because India's defense export is climbing up. Lot of the stuff we are manufacturing it inside the country. Ultimately, urban development is a state subject. Urban development is a state subject. That means it is state's discretion to decide how much they should develop the city or how less they should keep the city underdeveloped. It is their choice. Got the point here? They don't want the city to improve too much also. They don't want to downplay it also. They want to somehow maintain things as it is. Now, don't they know Mumbai municipality? Don't they know that they need new metro stations there? Metro trains there? Don't they know that? Doesn't the administration here know that there is a traffic issue? Don't they know that in Bangalore? And have you noticed when it comes to, let us say, a big shopping mall or a big private players, some hospital or whatever, road will get built like that. Land will be acquired like this. Immediately everything will happen. Whereas when it comes to the common man, it will be dheere dheere se. Like that it will be. Because we don't care. That is the point here. See, brokers can say, Vinay, but there also I will tell you, that will work in MG Narega. Because in GRAMG, that day's work, what did you do? That also you have to show there. So if all the workers are going and working in some other place, no work is happening. There is no point. Just give me a minute here. Clear, people? This is the way it goes. When GST was introduced back in the year 2017, Center made a promise. Whatever revenue loss you're having because of the introduction of GST, we will compensate it. Initially, it was for a period of 5 years, but in between COVID came. So they extended it. But now it is over. Center is like, no more GST compensation for anybody. You want GST, you generate it. You collect it from your own state. So if you remember, again, couple of months ago, I had said it in the class. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Karnataka, he had called all the traders. Because for most traders, GST department in Karnataka, they send notices telling that you need to pay this much tax, this much tax, this much tax. Shopkeepers, traders, everybody protested. Oh, no, this, that, etc. They came with full voices, this, that. Oh, no, that, blah, blah, blah. Siddaramaiah listened to everything and finally he said, listen, this time I will let it go. Next time onwards, start paying. In other words, what has happened? All those shopkeepers have literally come under now the radar of government of Karnataka. They are already under the radar of government of India. So whenever the states will go and say, hey, we need more funds, we need more funds. So center is like, hello, inside your state, you collect the tax efficiently. You will have enough fund for running your business. So center is slowly cutting the funds directly given to the state. Instead, center's idea is, you want money, you generate it. According to Finance Commission, how much ever I had to give, I gave it to you. Baki, you generate. Why are you coming and asking me every time? So earlier it was easy for the states. They will not collect the taxes efficiently. Instead, what they will do, whenever they need money, they will just go to the center. Center is now like nothing doing. You want money, you generate it. So most states, because they have no other choice now, they are forced to collect what? SGST properly. %14 of the revenue difference. Wait. Total collected tax from that, I think. No, a cess was there for it, right? GST compensation cess was being collected specifically. From that, center will give a share to the states based on the revenue shortfall. I'm not aware of this 14%. How much is the revenue shortfall? Based on that, they will provide it. That is the bottom line. Clear? So if you actually look at the debt ratios, Punjab is having a debt of 42.9%. That is It is basically called debt to GDP ratio. 42.9%. This GDP, it is, so for Punjab it is 42.9%, which means 42.9% of Punjab's GSDP, gross state domestic product. Using DBT more than directing state government for schemes. Correct. See, center's idea is this much. You have a problem in your state, you make a scheme, you run things better, man. Why are you coming to me every time? Because always, if you notice, center will blame the state. State is not doing this. State will say, no, center is not doing it. And we will be there sitting in between. We'll be like, Arey, ho kya raha hai? What is happening here? We won't have a clue. And many a times, what is the ground reality is that whichever state is complaining that we didn't get fund from them. What is the main reason for that? Central government, that is especially the finance ministry, have made it very clear, cut and clear. A single standard format is there today. A standard format is there. All the states, all the union territories with legislative assembly, they will report all their income, their auditing, everything in a single prescribed format. Some states are not ready to send their account details in this format. Why? You send it in that format means I will get to know where you have committed what wrong. I'll easily get to know. So, states are not ready to send this. Center is like, once you send this, then I will release the next batch of funding. So, state is not ready to send this. And state is like, no, I want money. Center is like, you send the format, man. That I won't send. Then you want, no, money also I want. This is what is really happening. So, what is the best thing to do? As per Finance Commission, how much our fund is there? Let us release it. Remaining, let them figure it out. Let them only run things. If they really want the center to fund something, let us share and do it. Got the picture here? I am from Pinnacle 3.0. Conducted in our batch for a month now. Last time also somebody asked this blasphemous question. Last week I was on leave. That is there. Okay. PW only is English. Live classes when you talk about. 1st March to 5th March. It was done 10 days ago. 10 days ago means today is Wednesday. Not last Saturday, the Saturday before that. I think on 14th. Then 21st February to 28th February. That happened 2 weeks ago. From which angle you are telling? From last 2 months it is not there. I mean 1 month it is not there. It is there. Any doubts here, people? Malayali student from Kerala. അറിഞ്ഞതിൽ ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷം. നാട്ടിൽ എവിടെയാ? രഞ്ജിത രാജ്, വളരെ നല്ല കാര്യം. Samarth is my bacha, man. Always he will attend all the classes. Public administration class also he is there. And whenever I ask, is there any doubt, he'll be the first one to say, no sir, you can move on to the next topic. I owe you a coffee, man. Okay. Horizontal devolution changes. What do you mean by that? So, from the central tax pool, 41% will go to states. This is what you call vertical devolution. Vertical devolution means devolve. Devolve means you're giving it down to somebody. You're transferring it to somebody. Bangalore metro price increase with no reason from central government. Metro prices, who decides it, brother? %41 will go to states. Delhi metro is made free. Correct? For women. Delhi metro is free. Bangalore metro, is it free for women? Think. Among the states, how it should be divided. All the states will not get an equal share. That is called what? Horizontal devolution. So what is the change now? Tax effort weight 2.5% replaced. Very good question. Sir, Malayali ano Erapali ano chodikatadu bhagyam. Tax effort weight 2.5% replaced. Tax effort means what? Tax effort means what effort I am putting as the state government to collect taxes efficiently from my state. Contribution to GDP weight increased to 10%. What is that? So this has been removed. Tax effort, that has been removed. Instead, what has been added? New criteria. Contribution to GDP weight increased to 10%. Why? One of the major criticism of the 15th Finance Commission was that it is biased against southern states. It is biased against southern states because again, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, if you see, population, they have very less. Correct? Population, they have very less. At the same time, income distance, one factor is there. Income distance simply means gap between the richest state in the country and whichever state you are from. That gap you are calculating. But in that way, if you calculate the gap, southern states will come somewhere over here. The gap is not much. I mean, not at all surprising, right? Hyderabad, South India. Bangalore, South India. Chennai, South India. Mysore, Coimbatore. We can keep counting. Visakhapatnam, Vizag. Almost all the major hub, where is it? Here, down south. So economically, if you really see, southern states are quite rich. So that means what? When it comes to income distance, they are not going to get much funding. Population, women are highly empowered. Women are financially independent. Women are having their own car, their own house, their own doggy. I mean, proper dog, not the husband I'm talking about. So, when a woman is able to afford all these three, she has her own house, she has her own car, she has her own pet. Why the hell should she even get married to two-legged dogs? Men. I'm yet to meet a female who has basically said that she wants to marry in her life. No. She marries because her parents are telling her, leave, I will marry, go. Very few are there who has that whole dream, whole 9 yards they want to do, marry, have a kid, all that. But otherwise, generally, they are not interested. What has led to that? It has led to a condition where marriage age has gone up. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. This is the marrying age today. But in between that, if a woman experiences freedom, okay, I don't have to listen to my parents anymore. I am outside my home. I'm in a nice city. I have my own flat. I have my own income. Then she will probably never ever pick her parents' phone also. The number you have dialed is currently busy. Please never try to contact again in this life or next. That is what will happen. So what has happened because of that? Population is also declining. Got the point? Population and income distance are two major factors which has weightage. So income wise, we are doing well because highly service oriented society. Correct? Population wise, we are not at all doing well. Correct? I mean, there are men also. Men are also like, I don't want to give away half of my property to a woman. Men are also not getting interested in getting married anymore. It is like, I love me, me, myself. That is the idea today. So automatically what will happen? Two major components from which is the major component to decide when it comes to giving fund. There we are lacking. Compare this with UP, Bihar. Income distance, definitely they will get high amount because very poor states. Population. UP and Bihar, when they look at southern states, they'll be like, silly people, hold my beer. That is how it is. So what happens? They will get lion's share. So what is the southern state telling? You people are punishing us because we controlled our population. We are doing economically well. You are punishing us. So center also finally, oh, okay. What we will do is, we will reward the states who are contributing to the GDP. Based on how much they are contributing to the GDP, we will give them a reward. And we'll give it a weightage of what? 10%. So if you actually look at this time's 16th Finance Commission, it is little better compared to 15th Finance Commission. Because southern states also stand to gain here. Earlier, this was not there. That is based on the contribution to the total GDP of the country. A state will get more fund. Never. That never used to be the thing. But now southern states also will get what? Okay. Because I am contributing to the GDP, I get some reward for it. This is the idea. Alright. Karnataka State Finance Commission. What have they proposed? GST link proposal. Minimum 5% state GST should come from urban areas to the urban local bodies. Urban areas contribute 70% of the state GST. Revenue impact. Municipal revenues have increased by 52%. Bengaluru share. Bengaluru alone contributes to what? 60% of the state's GST. Karnataka, first of all, let me tell you, it is not at all a small state. It is a very big state. In that one city alone is making this level of contribution. Bengaluru impact again, more than 40% revenue increase for 5 corporations under Greater Bengaluru Authority. What is happening? They are efficiently collecting the revenue. Clear? So, the other issue that the urban local body is facing is, or are facing, is OSR, which is basically own source of revenue. Own source of revenue, when you look at municipalities, it is very, very, very low. That is, to be very honest, it is actually less than 10%. That means more than 90% actually comes from grants, either from center and center and states put together. That is the lion's share of the funding. Less than 10% comes from own source of grant. Why? Basic problem I will tell you. Where is the staff? Nobody is interested in becoming what? Municipality services ki staff hu main. Who will be interested? Nikhil Ram, IPS. Aha. Nikhil Ram, municipality services. Aha. Correct. People will generally go and pick up municipality service or panchayat service as a backup plan. Or after hair starts turning white, that is after you cross 30, 31, 32, last attempt is also over. That is when Patti will start working for you inside your head. Oh, I should have a backup plan now. So Budape mein, they will go and give what? The state service exam, etc. to become part of either municipality or panchayat. Till then, they will not study. Till then, it is just a backup plan. Only till they get a better job. So what happens? There is no staff. And being a municipality servant, you go and ask a very big corporation, rent de do mujhe. I am from the municipality services. They'll probably take you and dig a gadda there, throw you inside, bury you nicely and file. They will only go and file a missing report. This army missing hai. Who will do it? What power do you have? That is the main point here. That is the rent realization. They are not actually, what is it? Able to collect the rent one. Whatever rent they are supposed to collect, or whatever land tax or property tax they are supposed to collect. They are not collecting it. They are not even updating it. They are not even adjusting it for inflation. 20 saal pehle, what was the property tax? That same tax is being maintained by most of the cities. Who will go and collect? Because in cities, whichever large corporations, large factories, whatever are there on the outskirts, do you think that is run by some altu-faltu people? Absolutely not right. That will be run by people who are having connections with the politicians. Low GDP contributor states also get 10%. Weightage is 10%. How does that work? So if I am contributing 1000 rupees and another state is contributing 10 rupees to the GDP, what is 10% of 1000? 100. What is 10% of 1? 1. So the rich state will get 100, the poor state will get 1. That is what it means. Clear? That is the main issue. Exactly, 10% of their contribution. That is what you mean by weightage. How much they are contributing based on that. Clear, people? Any questions now? All right. Now, again, a repeated and a re-repeated topic. I'm expecting at least one question to come from this in mains exam this year. This is repeatedly coming in. Rising childhood obesity and associated health risk in India by 2040. 42.5 million overweight or obese children in 2025. 42.5 million. That is around 4.25 crore, more than 4 crore. There are 20 million, 2 crore obese children, 5.6 crore overweight children, 120 million, 12 crore school-age children to show early signs of chronic conditions such as hypertension, cardiovascular diseases. I've told this earlier also. One of the classic case that your body is running into trouble is just check out your skin. One classic thing is basically you will have this discoloration around your neck. Discoloration. So I was traveling in the metro. I remember seeing one guy, maybe a kid again, 15-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old because he's in 10th standard. And I remember asking him, are you this thing? Are you all fine? Etc. So he was like, yeah, I'm all fine. Why, sir? Why? What happened? But yeah, he was asking. I just don't know. You have a crack in your neck here. Better get your sugar, etc. checked. You could be having pre-diabetics or you're into early stages of diabetes, his eyes started widening. No, this is just discoloration. He said that discoloration is symptom of early sign of diabetics. So your skin will show those results. That is the first and foremost thing. Then abdominal obesity in ancient Asian Indians. This is again most of the Indian body type. For example, now if you really look at some people, they'll be very thin. Very, very thin. Hands are thin, legs are thin, everything is thin. But stomach will be there like anything. The abdominal area. That will be like huge. So when you ask them, hey, that person is thin only. So for these people, it is always difficult to buy a shirt because their hands will be loose and their pelvic area or the tummy area will be tight. So what they are telling is, BMI is no more sufficient. BMI is not a sufficient measure to know whether a person is healthy or not. What you should actually calculate is what? Waist. Waist circumference. Bottom line is simple. Are you able to see your knees when you look down? Simple. If you are having a protruding tummy, you will not see your knee. Got the logic here? Are you, when you look down, just keep your head down, are you able to see your knees? That is the simplest exercise for this. If you are not able to see, then it is high time that you started eating healthy. Correct? Correct? Abdominal obesity in India. Women 40%, men 12%. It is rising across rural and lower socio-economic group. Why it is rising? See, the reason is that I remember this again when I was staying in my earlier place. So there was this laborers, husband, wife, 3 children, all back to back. One is 3-year-old, one is 2-year-old, one is 1-year-old. Early morning, what that lady will do is, so the husband will go for work. Early morning, what that lady will do is, the kids all will be crying, playing with the mud, all that. She'll go to a nearby shop. She will buy them Lays. And then Maaza, fruity, juice, whatever will come. Fruity has no fruit in it, first of all. Maaza, whatever juices you're talking about, it doesn't have any original fruit in it, first of all. That these kids are eating. What? Early morning breakfast. Because according to them, what they are thinking, only 10 rupees 1 packet will come. Or 5 rupees 3 packets will come. Give it to the kids. They will also eat it nicely. So salt content is increasing. Sugar content is increasing from day one. She doesn't have to cook. She doesn't have to cook. She can give this, give the juice, etc. They will sit and drink. They'll be quiet for some time. Then probably they'll go off to sleep. Done. The salt content increases, that is cause for hypertension, blood pressure. Sugar content increases, that is recipe for disaster. Getting the point here? Thank you so much, Srivas. Acanthosis nigricans. Pot belly, correct, Dharani? Correct, that is also there. People are sitting, especially UPSC aspirants, morning till evening only sitting, not at all moving around. And finally they will look like what? Elder to me. That is also there. Even I am also carrying a pregnant tummy as of now. Trust me. Around 2 months pregnant belly even I am having. After a point, you know, the only growth that you will see is in your abdominal area. 5 major metabolic diseases and risk factors. Type 2 diabetes mellitus. Obviously, your sugar levels going up. High systolic blood pressure, which can rupture your artery and cause a heart attack, which can cause death or worst, get into coma. High body mass index, where the weighing machine will explode because of your weight. High low density lipoprotein cholesterol. It simply means in colloquial language, bad cholesterol. Metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease. Non-alcoholic fatty liver. Fat going and getting deposited in the liver. If it is in the initial stages itself, means you can reverse it. But once the damage starts for the liver, then nothing. Just wait to die. Get ready to die. That's all you can do. Synthetic color used in Maaza, made by crude oil. Agreed. Maaza made out of pumpkin. All I will tell you is this much. Read the emulsifier, permitted preservative. Just read that chemical, Google it and see from what it is manufactured. You will never touch it after that. That is the reality. Correct? Correct, Fatima? So that is the bottom line. As I have told multiple times, the only solution to this thing is, even if you're planning to lose weight, protein intake. Orange, lady's finger. Some people call it okra. Those are the things. Anything that is rich in fiber. Kannadigas will be knowing this better. Ragi. So my father-in-law does this jugad actually. So every 6 months he's supposed to go to the doctor and get his sugar checked. That initial 4-5 months he will have a gala, field day. He will eat everything he wants. He will have sugar, coffee, cake, everything he will eat. Around 2 or 3 weeks before this doctor's appointment, what he will do is he will start taking ragi. Ragi mudde, you call it in Karnataka. He will start having that. Automatically, the fiber level, high on fiber by the way, high on iron content, high in proteins again. Automatically what happens, the sugar level starts going down. He will go to the doctor and doctor also will be like, what did you do? He'll be like, I'm just having your tablets. So doctor will be like, oh, okay. Because according to Indian allopathic medicine, have you ever met a person who has taken this diabetic tablets and their sugar levels actually came down? It won't. Until and unless you don't change your diet. Protein intake, you have to do. Egg, chicken, fish. Sir, what is for vegetarians? Vegetarians, you eat your dal, whatever is there. This is the bottom line. Clear? Correct. Sleep on time, eat on time. Space related. So, this article again, I drink dagi 3 times in a week. Very good. SpaceX's Starship program, selected by NASA in 2021 as the lunar lander for the Artemis program. So, this is again a collaboration between NASA, which is a government body, and a private body. Has accumulated at least 2 years of development delays, pushing the original 2024 moon landing target further into the future. So for the Artemis program, they wanted to use SpaceX's Starship. But that program has got delayed. Why? NASA's Artemis program, involving companies such as SpaceX and Blue Origin, aims to enable routine astronaut missions to the moon before China's planned crewed mission timeline of around 2030. Major technical challenges: in orbit refueling. Avoid dairy products. You can have dairy products. There is nothing wrong with dairy products. Dairy products you can have. That is not the villain here. The real villain is taking your samosa and all those chaats, cooked oil, fried, oil cooked items from outside. Don't consume that. Don't eat chocolates. Don't eat any chocolates manufactured in India. Those are all nothing but palm oil. Oil with just some coca, color, etc. added, that they are serving it. You don't believe me? Just consume a chocolate that is coming from Dubai. There are some shops out there. In many cities it is there, where they sell these chocolates. Buy a Kit Kat from that shop and buy a Kit Kat from the local market. Once you bite the Dubai Kit Kat, you will never touch the Indian Kit Kat after that. That is the point. So no chocolates, no burger, no pizza. Burger you want to have, buy chicken, etc. Put it in a pressure cooker, add your masala, pepper, tomato, everything you add into it. What is it? Allow it to have 2-3 whistles. Once the whistle, everything is over, then let it cool. Split the chicken into strands, spread it into your bun, eat it. That is far, far, far healthier. No burgers, no pizzas, nothing. No, not a single drink or food where you open the cap and drink it or you tear a packet. No Maggie, no instant noodles, no biscuits, no chips, no Bonvita, no Boost, no Complan. This is the idea. Enable routine astronauts. So what is this in-orbit refueling? So the idea is they want to land the spaceship on the surface of moon. So when you're bringing that starship from Earth till here, you need to do what? Mid-orbit refueling. Mid-orbit refueling. The other option is I should launch a very heavy rocket, but that is like very, very costly affair. So instead of that, what do? I should place other space ships here, which will refuel my rocket mid-orbit and then send it to moon. Not at all easy. Not at all easy. That is why it is getting delayed. Got the point here? Which requires launching more than 11 Starship vehicles into Earth orbit to act as tankers, including one propellant depot that itself needs over 10 Starship launches to be filled before transferring fuel to the crude lander. So first they will place a depot here, which will carry the fuel. To put the depot there and to fill it, you need 11 vehicles for it. Then you need another set of 11 vehicles to fill this thing up, which is not easy. Starship is powered by approximately 1,200 tons of liquid methane and liquid oxygen, which must be maintained at cryogenic temperatures below minus 150 degrees Celsius, making storage, docking, and transfer operations highly complex. The mission requires at least 10 cryogenic propellant transfer operations in low Earth orbit, a process never attempted at this scale and identified as one of the highest technical risks. NASA has flagged concerns that these cryogenic technologies may not reach sufficient maturity before a targeted 2028 moon landing timeline. SpaceX has conducted 11 Starship test launches since 2023, indicating ongoing development but not yet achieving full operational readiness for lunar mission. To accelerate progress, NASA has restructured the Artemis 3 mission into a low Earth orbit test flight to reduce the number of required uncrewed tests and standardized configuration. So now what they have decided is the Artemis 3 mission, they'll make it a low Earth orbit test flight. What is the advantage if it is low Earth orbit? Low Earth orbit, the advantage is obviously low Earth orbit means anything that is less than 1000 kilometers. Now that is still easier to achieve because moon is so far away. I have no idea, Arun. It beats even me. Because now when they say this is a technical issue, that is a technical issue, I am wondering if that is the case, how did these people even land in that zamana on the surface of the moon? Because considering it is USA that you're talking about, correct? If they had landed it back then, by now they should have at least opened one McDonald's outlet on the surface of moon. God Almighty knows. Removal of Speaker. The no confidence motion against the Speaker of the Lok Sabha highlights institutional concerns regarding neutrality, accountability, and functioning of parliamentary procedures. Through such motions remain rare in practice. Constitution under Article 94C provides that the Speaker can be removed only through a resolution passed by a majority of the total membership of the Lok Sabha, not merely those present and voting, ensuring institutional stability. Majority of the total. That means 50% of the total. Again, I don't understand the logic of the opposition here. See, more than 50% of MPs, if they decide to remove the speaker, okay, and if the speaker gets removed, you know what it indicates actually? Speaker is always elected from the ruling party, correct? And more than 50% MPs agreed to the removal of speaker means, it simply means that the government has lost its majority. When I know that the government has not lost its majority, the NDA alliance is alive and well and it is kicking, why the hell will I even waste my efforts or my energy in getting the speaker removed when I know that it is never going to happen? Because definitely 50% of the MPs are not going to sign it up. Why waste time in that? Why won't I take up other genuine issues and discuss it in the parliament? The problem what we are facing as citizens of this country is that opposition is in their own world. Ruling party is in their own world. And we are like, that is the thing. We have to make a choice between devil and the deep sea. Maut to guaranteed hai. One side you have devil, on another side you have deep sea. Which one I should pick up? This is the point. Exactly. There is no point to it. There is no point. There is no purpose other than giving us headache. One more current affair article. Because my students were immediately like, sir, can we pass no confidence motion against speaker? I was like, no confidence motion against speaker. This I'm hearing for the first time. But then I understood the removal process is called no confidence because no confidence in the neutrality of the speaker. So it is called no confidence motion. Yeah. That's all that is there. Did it get passed? No. It became an utter failure. Surprise, surprise. The removal process requires a written notice, a mandatory notice period of 14 days, and support from at least 50 members for the motion to be admitted for discussion. I will only say opposition was showing, trying to act overly because first time they crossed the 50 mark. Correct. Their number increased. The opposition, India Alliance's total number of MPs increased. So they were trying to show off, I have 50 with me. I will show you what I can do. For the motion to be admitted for discussion as governed by Rules 200, 203, 200 to 203 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha. During the proceedings, the Speaker is permitted to participate and vote in the first instance, but does not have a casting vote in case of a tie. Glucon D. Sia, there is something called as tender coconut. Drink that. No Glucon D, no glucose, nothing. Get tender coconut. And when you buy it from anybody, don't even bargain with them. Will we bargain when we buy a bottle of cola? Bhaiya, mujhe 30 ka chahiye bhaiya. 40 nahi de sakta. 40 bahut zyada hai. 30 ka de do bhaiya. We don't do that. Don't do it with the tender coconut fellow also. If you can pay 10 rupees extra, he will look at you. What is it? Like how Prabhas looked at Tamanna in Bahubali. Eat 5-star and do nothing. Exactly. What is the reason for removal of speaker? Reason for placing this resolution was very simple. Om Birla ji, when what is it? Rahul Gandhi started to speak. I want to speak something about the this thing, Mr. Prime Minister. He was like, no, you cannot say that. You cannot say this. So Rahul Gandhi was like, Om Birla literally reminded me of one of my old chemistry teacher. When I in engineering, when I asked first year, when I asked her, ma'am, I have a doubt. No. I was like, ma'am, I meant I have a doubt. No. I was like, ma'am, I want to ask a doubt. No. So nothing you're supposed to say against the Prime Minister. Apparently, that is what Om Birla was trying to portray indirectly. Now, whatever it is, you allow the opposition leader to talk. He is there by merit. You are allowed, you are supposed to, when you have allocated the time to him, until and unless he says something unparliamentary, something which is grossly devoid of facts, you have no right to stop him from talking. That is the bottom line. Getting the point here. It was one of those rare instances where, you could clearly see the bias being displayed publicly in front of full camera and the media. Correct. Aspirants took a lot of pressure because this was running on. Hindu was celebrating it. Once something they get, then 1,000 people will be there. I will write an article and give. I will write. What article you will write? What is the whole point? Because ultimately we all know, okay, nothing is going to happen. What articles will you write? As if the Prime Minister is going to lose sleep based on one editorial that appears in the newspaper. General points only, you can read it. Yeah, historically only 3 no confidence motion against the speaker have been moved in 1954, in 1966, 1987, and all failed. Wow, surprise again. Indicating the high procedural and political threshold for removal. No, indicating the fact that as long as the central government enjoys a majority, the speaker is never going to get removed. It is as simple as that. It is a no-brainer. If the speaker gets removed, because the speaker is always from the ruling party, deputy speaker comes from the opposition. So if a speaker got removed, simply means within the ruling party, there are MPs who are not in agreement or consensus with the way things are running in the parliament. You can then bring a no confidence motion against the government in the Lok Sabha. I don't understand the logic. I am in Dubai, sir. Will the war get over soon? My 12th exam has been cancelled. Oof. To be very honest, I have no idea. It all depends upon, like I told you, one madman's nonsense. A no-fault compensation policy. Supreme Court judgment. Supreme Court directed Union government to frame a no-fault compensation policy for serious adverse events following COVID-19 vaccination. No-fault compensation policy means it is not anybody's fault. Because after giving COVID vaccination, some people developed certain reactions. Vaccination was a large-scale state-backed public health measure. Absence of uniform compensation mechanism was noted. Recognized no-fault liability as welfare state approach requiring compensation without proving fault. So this simply means it is nobody's fault here. Because vaccine, etc., sometimes when you administer, there can be a reaction to things. Oof. Exactly. Nothing great is going to come. Court did not examine scientific causation. See, I will tell you people when... Okay, just I'll put this on hold. When such things happen, I have always told this. Polity articles or even for that matter, international articles, don't plunge into it deep dive. If they have told that, okay, the date has been fixed for the removal of speaker on so and so, wait till then. Speaker's removal, that speaker is supposed to be neutral, a guardian of the democracy, of the constitution, blah, blah, blah. There will be a verbal diarrhea literally in the Hindu paper. All those people jobless, sitting in their AC rooms in nice palatial bungalows, retired from life, waiting for their death or whatever, they will all write articles. Don't take it all in. Wait till the final conclusion comes. Till then, wait. UGC guidelines. Did I discuss it here in depth? No. We did not discuss it in depth. We just mentioned it at a surface level. Why? It is a subjudicial matter now. Let the conclusion come. Then till then we will wait. Why should we lose sleep over it? People let them write articles. Who cares? I can write. You can write. Anybody can write. Till then wait. Iran. Oh my God. Iran US war. People are there. Latest update they will have. Sir, this happened. That missile was launched. To kya? Karne do. Let it conclude. Let it come to a halt. Let it come to some conclusion. Till then we will wait. Clear? Court did not examine scientific causation of AEFI deaths. Focused on legal and policy framework. Just a minute. When I myself forgot that expansion. Adverse event following immunization. Adverse event following immunization. So it is not necessary to prove that it was anybody's fault. After you took COVID vaccine, what if you had any side effect because of it, you will be compensated. Correct UPSCC. Now moving on. Vaccination data. 219.86 crore doses administered. Number of AEFI cases reported were 92,114 cases. AEFI rate was basically 0.0042. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 0.0042 percentage of total cases. That is out of almost 220 crore. Just 0.0042 percentage reported what? Adverse effects. Vaccine-induced immune thrombocytopenia. I will explain this whole thing, what it is about. So basically, to administer the vaccine, they have used a virus, an adenovirus. Adenovirus is something where it is a carrier. It will carry a part of the COVID virus. It will enter into the body and it will give us immunity. But for a very few number of people, what happened was, now normally for most of the people, there were no adverse side effects. But for very few people, what happened was that body's immunity saw this adenovirus. The adenovirus, the way it was looking, and the platelets in our body, the protein that manufactures platelets in our body, which actually helps in healing and all, it didn't find any difference between the two. Both were looking similar. So the immunity started attacking. Got the point here? Immunity started attacking the platelets in our body. I'll tell you. Associated. So this VITT condition, vaccine-induced immune thrombocytopenia, was associated mainly with adenovirus-based DNA vaccines. Platelets enable blood clotting. Platelet factor 4 regulates clot formation. Antibodies bind PF4, antibody PF4 complexes, platelet activation. Simultaneous clot formation and platelet depletion. Means what happened because of this is, so it started increasing clots in the body. Clot formation started happening. So when clots are being formed, what happens? You need platelets for it. So platelets started being used for it. What it lead to? A sudden drop in number of platelets. Was clotting was happening, blood clotting was going on happening. Got the picture here? This is the explanation again. Clear? Any doubts, people? Just a minute. There is a body layer around the wound to protect from outside invasion like dust, etc. Okay, agreed. Chalo. Chinese investment now. Chinese investment, I have told you this earlier. During Galvan Valley attack, a rule was basically passed which basically said not to entertain Chinese investments in India, especially for government projects. There was a whole anti-China sentiment at that point of time. Now we are like, enemy is your friend. US is treating us bad, no doubt about it. But US knows one thing very well. US has more to fear from China than from India. So what are we doing? We are engaging with China. We are like, okay, US ka hum baad mein dekh lenge. Border issues what we have with China also, that also we will see it later. Let us improve the trade as of now, the relationship as of now. When China is also happy, China also decided, let me focus on India later. Let me get this US thing sidelined properly. So most of the diplomatic experts, former ambassadors, etc. from USA, they are all telling it in one single tone that Trump has literally drove India towards China. Literally undoing many years of concrete diplomatic efforts. Whatever we have done till now, we have literally reversed it. So basically, see, I'll tell you one thing. It is not that USA will do something and we sit quietly. We are also doing enough to give, oh, you scratched me. Oh, let me return you the favor. Like that, we are doing it. So US has multiple reasons to be angry with India. Getting the point here. So, Union Cabinet amended the 2020 Foreign Direct Investment Rules governing investments from countries sharing a land border with India by introducing a provision on beneficial ownership and relaxing approval requirements for certain categories of investments. Revised framework allows investments with non-controlling beneficial ownership from land border countries up to 10% to proceed under the automatic route, subject to sectoral caps and conditions with mandatory reporting to the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Simply means Chinese can come and start investing. Each sector, there will be separate conditions, but China can come and invest. Obviously, Trump is having Kujli now because of this. Clear? From the opposition. Speakers from the opposition. Mr. Deep Key. In which part of India speaker is from opposition? Speaker is always from the ruling party. That is the convention. Speaker is elected among the elected members of the Lok Sabha or the elected members of the state legislative assembly. Whoever is having the majority, they will only decide, right, who should be the speaker. They will get the lion's share there in terms of vote. So, from which logic will you will elect somebody from the opposition? Why will anybody do that? Just think about it now. Why will anybody do that? I have won the election. I have secured more than 300 seats. For what joy will I even appoint somebody from Congress as the speaker? When I, as the Prime Minister, stand up, I want to speak. That speaker will behave like my chemistry teacher again. No, sit there. Think na. Supreme Court dignity in death. This, most of you would have seen this. This was a very, 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 very sad news. I mean, nothing is more, nothing can be more of a curse for any parent to bury their child while you are still alive. Nothing can be as worse than that. But I understand that parents' predicament also, because you are seeing your child suffering and you are worried that if I die tomorrow, who will take care of my child? That is a very, very sad feeling. And I think most of you will understand it or appreciate it only more when you become a parent. Till then, you will not be able to understand it. I saw many of the comments where they were telling, but his eye still has life. He still wants to live. Why did they do it? It's God's decision. No, this is not about God, whether it is there or not. That is another angle altogether. Let us not drag God into this. This is about whether I, as a parent, would want my child to suffer like that. When the doctors themselves are telling that there is no chance for him to come back to a normal life. So what will be my main thought? Okay, once I am gone, who will take care of him? Who will fund him? Now I am there, my wife is there, but tomorrow when we both are not there, and the doctors have also said that there is a very good chance that he may live like this for a very long time. He will survive like this for a very long time. Maybe another 30 years he will survive like this on bed. Why as a father will I entertain it? Because I'll be concerned, right? Who will be there? What if somebody ill-treats my child when I am not there? So what I will do? Okay, I have brought you into this world. Now, even though it pains me, at least you go into another world where you don't have to face any pain anymore. It will hurt any father, it will hurt any mother. But that is better on any day than giving your child's future or security in somebody else's hand. Correct? Harish Rana case and Aruna Schonberg case. Euthanasia. Ishvara. The Supreme Court upheld the right to die with dignity for a 32-year-old patient in a persistent vegetative state for nearly 13 years, permitting withdrawal of clinically assisted nutrition and hydration as part of end-of-life care. The patient had suffered severe head injuries in 2013 after a fall from the 4th floor, resulting in 100% quadriplegic disability and prolonged dependence on life-sustaining support. This is the first implementation of the Supreme Court's 2018 Constitution Bench guidelines on withdrawal of life-sustaining treatment, with the court clarifying that the term passive euthanasia is to be replaced by withdrawing or withholding of medical treatment, while active euthanasia remains impermissible. Understand that very clearly. What is active euthanasia? Active euthanasia is what is there in Switzerland. There is something called as suicide pod. Suicide pods are there. Pod means it will look like a bed. It will look like a pod, literally. So it will be a bed like this with a glass covering. You can go and sleep inside. They will slowly bring changes in the composition of the gases present inside. Slowly reduce the oxygen. You will go into a deep sleep. Slowly reduce the oxygen means what will happen? You will go unconscious. Then again another one or two sets of other gases will be introduced where you're out. That is active euthanasia. You're all fit and fine, but you are basically like you have too much of everything, too much of money, everything. Aaj dhan hai, daulat hai, izzat hai, shohrat hai, bas sukoon nahi hai. I want to die. Oh, come, please pay us this much money. You can kill yourself. That is what Switzerland is having. We are not entertaining that. Instead, what Supreme Court has said this, in the case of Aruna Schonberg case, they said a case of passive euthanasia. Passive euthanasia means somebody who is in a permanent vegetative state. So Aruna Schonberg basically was a victim of rape. A victim of rape she was. So somebody, the guy who did that thing to her, put a dog's leash around her neck and tightened it so that she wouldn't scream. But he tightened it so hard that blood circulation to her head was cut off. Blood along with that oxygen. Even after raping her, he did not loosen it. He left her there like that. So around 12 hours or 14 hours, there was no blood circulation to her brain, leading to her in a permanent vegetative state. That is where they said passive euthanasia, because there is nothing can be done to bring her back. And her skin had started cracking just like a dry leaf. That is when Supreme Court used it. Now that same judgment, they have modified it. What are they telling? That is, if you remove that life support or that nutrition support, if that is withdrawn, if that person is going to die, the person has no way of sustaining themselves naturally, then that will be allowed. That is why this wording. Clarifying that the term passive euthanasia is to be replaced by withdrawing or withholding of medical treatment. Means providing nutrition, providing oxygen support, etc. All mechanically, if it is being provided, that if you switch off all these machines, that person will die, means it will be allowed. Clear? Correct? Correct? Absolutely. Right to die with dignity. The court distinguished active euthanasia as a deliberate external intervention causing death, whereas withdrawal of treatment allows death to occur due to the underlying medical condition without introducing a new cause. The ruling directed that withdrawal of clinically assisted nutrition and hydration must be conducted under a structured palliative and end-of-life care framework to ensure absence of pain or suffering. The court directed the transfer of the patient to a palliative care facility at a national medical institution and mandated the creation of secondary medical boards at the district level by CMOs to evaluate such cases, chief medical officers. Chief medical officers again means it is almost like, let us say, you can call it like a district collector level importance it is. So they will basically come and they will do the checkup just to see that, okay, if you withdraw this person will die. They will attest it once again. It also recommended that the union government enact specific legislation governing procedures for withdrawal of life support. Because this is clearly a case of judicial activism. There is no specific legislation, law for this. This is judiciary stepping in to protect Article 21. Right to life also means what? Right to die with dignity. Right to life is also a matter of dignity. Right to die is also a matter of dignity. Clear? U-turn in seismic zone notification. The center rolled back the Bureau of Indian Standards earthquake zoning revision notified in November 2025 and withdrawn on March 3rd this year, following concerns over methodology, cost implications and implementation challenges affecting urban planning, infrastructure and disaster preparedness. What is this? Bureau of Indian Standards basically came out with a notification telling if this particular region is seismic zone 1, then what and all safety procedures are necessary for the building. If it is in seismic zone 2, then what and all procedures are needed. Notification was fantastic. But when half of the building contractors, construction site engineers, architects, when they saw that notification and the conditions, they were like, why? Buildings will have to be given now new strength. New conditions for construction, so that nothing will happen to the buildings. In other words, construction cost will overshoot. As it is real estate, if you really see, demand is down. Who is having the money? Middle class will not keep on going around, right, buying one flat after the other. That flat, this flat. They will not do that. Middle class will buy one flat and for the rest of their life, they will pay the EMI. Correct? On top of it, now you are coming out and basically telling, improve the strength of these buildings means, as it is, the flats have a high rate. Now, because of the improved security, improved safety, if the rate goes on to increase, from where will you get the buyers? As usual, urban bodies, construction sector, real estate sector, they started creating noise. Bureau of Indian Standards, they took a U-turn with that seismic notification. Okay. I will work on this. I will rephrase it. I will send it. I'll bring another one later. We will wait for that new one. Clear? Is it mandamus? We command you to do your job. Nah, it has nothing to do with mandamus. Yeah, basically ask them, you make a law for this. Proper law you make, putting in all the factors, make a proper law. Because so far what you have in this particular case of euthanasia, passive euthanasia, is judicial precedent is only there. Aruna Schonbach's case also, it was because of a Supreme Court ruling that they allowed her to pass, to die. with dignity. Not because center had passed a law, because it's a very tricky topic in India, sensitive topic about the whole thing that भगवान का दिया हुआ जन्म, then this, then that, इस वक्त में मरना अच्छा नहीं होता, पुनर्जन्म होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा. All those belief system are there. So it is never easy to actually make a law on a sensitive topic like that in India. So that is why now Supreme Court, after 2 judgments, now they are only telling, "Arey yaar, you make a law properly, na. That will be easier for us." The rest of it only read through, not important. Anti-depredation intervention, that is an initiative taken by the Assam government against what? Basically against poaching. The anti-depredation squads introduced in Assam in 2003 and expanded in 2008 to manage human-elephant conflict have been associated with increased accidental elephant mortality based on a study using 20 years of data from Sontipur district. The study found a 2 to 3 times increase in accidental elephantal deaths in villages with anti-depredation squads compared to those without, with deaths occurring due to electrocution, falls into trenches, or train collisions rather than direct human conflict. The increase corresponds to an estimated 200% rise in elephant death rates, with about 14 additional deaths over 14 years attributed to the presence of such intervention. So what they are basically telling is, so these squads were basically ensured to see to that elephants are protected. There is no human-animal conflict, all of that. But they found that wherever these squads are there, the deaths have gone up. This intervention involved groups of 10 to 15 volunteers per village using light and sound methods such as searchlights and firecrackers to drive elephants away from agricultural fields. Despite expectations that organized guarding would reduce mortality, the study found no measurable reduction in human deaths associated with the intervention. That's it. Any doubts here, people? Any questions? Arey. It's issued against only a person holding public office or against a public authority. Correct, Uttam? Iran conflict. So you have UN Charter, which basically prohibits threat or use of force against territorial integrity or political independence of states. Means what? I can use threat against another country only when I know that there is a direct, immediate danger for me. Otherwise, I cannot use it. UN Security Council can authorize use of force for threats to international peace. Even if it has to happen that I want to use force against another country, I need the approval from UN Security Council. Okay? This is what the law says. Maybe I can do it in self-defense. That I got attacked, so I knew I was going to get attacked, so I threw the first punch. Great. Legal argument for preemptive force against imminent threat not yet materialized. Means there is an imminent threat is there, so I am going to attack this country. For that, there is no specific international law. Somebody attacked you, you attack back. Makes sense. Or you have clear evidence that they launched a missile against you, so you immediately started raining missiles against the opposite country. Then also it makes what? Sense. But none of this is there, and you decided to attack on what basis? That is the whole point here. International humanitarian law, that is 1949 Geneva Convention, even that convention is also very, very clear. In case of a conflict with another country, you are supposed to leave the civilian side unharmed. In case you're having a confusion, whether that region, whether it is civilians or whether it is military, you are to assume that it is civilian and you're not supposed to attack that region. In this very recent Iran conflict, they went and dropped a missile basically in a school, killing all the girl students there. In a girls' school, a missile went and landed. Photos were there. I think even in the Hindu also it came. Mass graves were, dug up like this. Adjacent graves. What else to do? You need to bury all these people. Whoever have got killed. So, like I told you, the reason for Israel to support this war or attack on Iran is Iran supports the Hezbollah, the Houthis, the Shia militias, and links with the Hamas. That is the only reason Israel has jumped into the bandwagon, because they know you weaken Iran here, automatically all this will weaken up. So for Israel, it is a God-sent opportunity now. That is why they have jumped into that bandwagon. For US, what is the only reason? Increase the crude oil price, punish India indirectly. General points only. Shipping disruption, what has happened? That is obviously insurance have increased in the region for the ships that are traveling there. Energy and LPG, that has also gone up. Like I told you, crude oil prices, all that has gone up. Little older news now. Jewelry sector in our country has taken a hit, because one of our major export market for gems and jewelry, that is the Middle East region. Because of this war, nobody is going to worry about their diamonds or their sapphire crystals anytime soon. Oof. Aviation prices have gone up. Financial markets, share markets have crashed. Fertilizer sector, again, because for most of the fertilizers, natural gas is a main component. As well as chemicals are also needed to manufacture fertilizers. Fertilizer sector also can get affected. General points only, just go through it. Population and women related. UN recognition of women, International Women's Day. March 8th it was. Like I told you, aging population is going on increasing. Projected population age 60 years and above by 2040. 25 crore people. Will hit. What is it? More than? Yeah, 60 years and above by 2040. Now I am 39 plus 14, 53. Okay, thank God, I'll be still young only. 10 crore Indians age 60 years and above currently. So 10 crore in 2026. By 2040, that number will increase by more than double. That is the thing. So again, in that 25 crore again, there will be a lot of people who will be having what? Dementia, forgetfulness. Current total fertility rate in Andhra Pradesh is just 1.5. You ideally require what? 2.1. 2.1 means at least 3 children in some families is required. Right now, what is happening is maximum it is between 1, 2. 2 is the maximum. 1 is the minimum. And some people are like, why do we need children? Double income, no kids. So the Andhra Pradesh government has basically decided to start a policy from April 1, 2026, where in case you are having a third child, you will get support from the government. 25,000 incentive for the third child. Total fertility rate in Japan is 1.2. Total fertility rate in Italy is 1.2. Fertility rate in South Korea, 0.7. Total fertility rate in Tamil Nadu, 1.4. Total fertility rate in Kerala, 1.6. Are you able to see the irony here? Fertility rate in Tamil Nadu and Kerala currently are comparable to what? Japan and Italy. That means in another 10-20 years, I'll tell you. So in Japan and Italy, what is currently happening is they started giving away citizenship to foreigners. Come and settle here. But with conditions it is. You will have to learn the Japanese language. You will have to learn the Italian language. You should do only farming. You're not supposed to do other activities if you're planning to become a citizen. And obviously, you should adapt to the Japanese or the Italian culture. Same thing will happen here also. The population will crash to such an extent where lot of outsiders will come and settle there. Goes without saying. You will end up hiring them. When you don't have population, what you will do? You will start hiring people from probably UP, Bihar, etc. Getting the point here. That is the bottom line. Can you repeat what? Oof. Maternal mortality rate in India, it was 362 per 1 lakh live birth. In 2000, it has come down to 80 now. 16 to 58%. So there are, again, in this online class also, what is it? But I want to talk to you. Odara Nori boy. No, frankly, let me ask you. You commenting to a girl in a chat section and telling her, I want to talk to you. You're very beautiful. अरे इतना भाव मत दिखा दो. अरे हाय बोलने से क्या होती है? अरे बात तो करो. अरे इतना भी सुंदर नहीं है तेरा शक्ल. By doing all this, you are seriously expecting a girl to feel, oh my God, he's so romantic. You're seriously expecting that. A man's value comes from what he does in life. How is he buying his own underwear? Is he buying it with his father's money or is he buying with his own money? Number one. Number two, you're upstairs. How intellectually sound you are. Not that you need to sound like Shashi Tharoor, but you need to speak intelligently. That is important. How you are treating a woman. Important again. 16 to 58% of women have experienced online harassment or digital abuse. I will write and give it to you. Majority of that will be from India only. 22% of professionals working in AI fields are women. 1 in 3 internet users are children and adolescents. 1 in 3 women experience physical or sexual violence during their lifetime. Got the point here? And they experience it online only. Girls have become very used to it in our country. Many of them tell me, that is the thing. I am not able to remember it, but it was something like Harbhajan Singh or something, the name. Like a very hatta katta, Punjabi, Punjab, the Putr, like that sort of a name it was. And then she started sending a voice clip. I was like, your voice and your name has got nothing to do with each other. Then she said, no sir, if I keep my original name there, then all these boys, I will every day get messages in my Telegram. So I kept a boy's name. Since then, I have known what is peace. I was like, wow, kya idea hai. But see, that is the problem here. They can't even reveal their own name. Because the moment they see jobless boys, man, the moment they see it as a girl, immediately they pounce on her. And that is the message. This is the quality of the message. अरे हाय तो बोल. अरे बोलने में क्या जाती है तेरी? बिल्कुल बदसूरत होगा अगर इतना भाव दिखा रहा है तो. No, this is a screenshot what I have, what those girl students have shared with me. I'm like, enough. मेरा दिन बर्बाद हो गया. और बर्बाद मत कर. But that is the point. Denial of access to public places for scheduled castes. In that again, denial of access to public places for scheduled castes. 305 cases were reported in India, where 300 cases were from UP alone. 2023, 180 cases were reported. In India, 173 cases from UP alone. So bottom line is, like I told you, people may say that is why for SC this much protection, UGC guidelines, all that. They may all say all those things. Reality, ground level reality, what it is. scheduled caste communities are still treated improperly in our country. That is the bottom line. There is make no doubt or difference about it. So I have told you this multiple times. When I was in Bangalore, here in Jayanagar only, I used to take milk because cow's milk you are getting inside the city. That too in Jayanagar, which is like the heart of Bangalore. But from that female, nobody else will go and take. I was wondering why, what is the reason why others are not taking? Then I understood it later because she was from SC community. Irony was that while she has to take the milk, get the milk from the cow, she will tie it inside her home. She will get the milk. Once the milk, everything is taken, she will tie the cow outside. Outside means it is not that trees are there, plants are nothing. Gutter is there. I mean, footpath is there. There she will tie it. The same people who are not ready to take milk from her will come and touch the cow, do this praying, sashtang namaskar, feed it. That all they will do. I don't understand the logic. Got the point? For them it is what? Oh no, that we won't do. I am like, what is the... And it is not that the milk is adulterated, milk is of low quality. You go there, you can see she's taking the milk from there. I mean, she has a laborer. She's getting the milk out. She's pouring it in, she's filtering it, and she will give it to you freshly in the bottle. You can see it live. That level clarity is there, but that they won't take. Because she's from a lower community. They will walk 200, 300 meters away from there, get the packet milk and they will come back. Bangalore, this is happening. So she said this like a matter of fact. I was like, one doubt actually. I mean, obviously I didn't speak with her in English. I spoke to her in Kannada. One the doubt is there. Where are you yake baralla? Why are others not coming? Oh, now because I'm from this caste, na, that is why. I was holding the bottle and I had, are you serious? That was my reaction. So just because it is reported in UP, don't think that denial of access to public places for scheduled caste does not happen anywhere in India. It happens subtly. It happens on a daily, regular basis. It is just that. So that lady also did not start crying, yeah, they are not treating me properly because... No, she was like, that is because I'm from SC, na, that is why. She has accepted it as a normal thing. Normalize, I'm born to this caste, so this is how people will treat me. It's okay, chill. That is how she was. So don't worry. We are a pathetic society. That's it. Data with regard to women's participation in rural employment. Rural female workforce participation has increased now to 46.5. Global female participation rate in rural area, it is at 63. Self-employed share is around 60% in self-employed agriculture. Within that again, it has improved to 62%. Again, any one data only you need. You don't have to sit and by heart all the data. Whatever things you see, that only pick it up. Alright, that is whatever you feel comfortable to remember, only pick that one out. Clear? Correct. Absolutely. Midday meal scheme, because it was cooked by an SC female. The what is it, in Odisha it happened. They stopped sending their children to school. They are general caste girl and no one is speaking about it, and they are... See, rape will happen. Rape, I'm not saying that rape is revenge rape, using rape as a means to punish a community. That keeps on happening. That is actually a two-way street, I would say. Upper caste raping the lower caste raping the upper caste, that keeps on happening. There is no dearth to it. But on a daily, regular basis, when you look at the atrocities that a person has to suffer, simple question. When has a groom, a general category groom, riding on a horse, attacked by SC community, where the horse's leg was broken, the groom was pulled down, half his head shaven, half his mustache shaven, black oil poured over him, made him sit on a donkey, and then go to the bride's home. That I don't remember reading anywhere. Always it is the ulta, general category attacking the OBC or SC, ST communities groom, attacking him. Like, how dare you sit on a horse and go? You're from this lower community. How dare you sit? That news we can hear in plenty. Correct? That is the bottom line. Okay, these last two topics, we will take it up on Saturday. Don't want to rush. Saturday we'll take it up. It's already 9:35. What is percentage? I don't get anything, I don't understand. Okay, if you're not understanding anything, maybe you should do something else. Don't do UPSC. Can you repeat this in detail? Repeat what in detail, pa? Manoj, visit the previous year question paper. Then only you will understand how UPSC will ask a topic. Disha Sharma, first join a college. Join a college and then you can take a preparation. You're only 16 years old. Means even if you complete your graduation, you are still not eligible to give UPSC. To give your UPSC attempt, you have to be 21. So join a college first. You teach very bad. Very good. Glad to know. I think you are from lower caste. Wonderful. Tomorrow no classes. No, tomorrow no classes. Next class is on Saturday. Which is better, online or offline? Whatever you're comfortable with. What are PubAd as an optional? What are the sources and where to cover it? 26 chapters are there. If you are taking up my course, means I will wind up the syllabus in less than 5 months. I will wind it up. Before it, 5th month, I will wind it up. Apart from that, what sources means, in the PW, not this channel, another YouTube channel is there. Just type in PW Public Administration book list. You will get my video. In that, the book list is given. You are confused now. You already told I teach bad, right, Mr. Tabla. So you can leave. I have no interest. You already judged me, right, that I'm a bad teacher. So don't ever learn from bad teachers. Take my advice. I want to keep PubAd as my optional. So from where do I start? You can start with first look at the syllabus. Then read maybe IGNU materials, etc. See, the problem I will tell you, problem is that PubAd as a syllabus, when you try to cover it individually, you may have to read a lot of books. So watch that book list video. The next option to do is visit the PYQs and start preparing topic wise. This is my first class, okay? Should I start my preparation from NCERT before I buy the batch? Please, sir. Disha, first you join a college. Please. Join a good college. Pick up a nice graduation subject. Think about your future. As a backup plan, you should have some job with you. So keeping that in mind, join the college first. You're still very, very young. Even if you started after 2 years also, still you have time. If India's slowly declining, why is total production still increasing? Is it due to population momentum? Exactly, Nikki. That is the reason. See, 145 crore, right? 145 crore population. Even if in that 30 crore women are there who will get married and they will all have one children each, that is another 30 crore being added into the population. So that will be the absolute number if you take. It is huge. But I'm telling you, let us say from 2040, we will start seeing the decline. By 2070 and all, it will be filled with senior citizens everywhere. from the state of Kerala. Please give your opinion on transgender amendment bill. As I'm a socio-optional student, need opinions to make points regarding this. Arun, I think I have discussed this earlier also. Say, for example, I have told you, see, this transgender problem, I will tell you. Now, you are not looking at me, you are not feeling, na? He looks like a female. I doubt he looks like a female. That doubt you don't have, correct? Even with most females also, we don't have that doubt. But transgenders, let me be very honest here, not all of them, at least some of them are there who are faking it. Maybe for the benefits, or it is the easiest way to make money. That is there. Let us not deny ourselves. Let us not fool ourselves here. So in US, etc., where this third gender was easily accepted, what they found out was that there were men who claimed to be transgenders and they had entered into women's toilet. They have entered into women's toilet. Or they are claiming, and there, let me tell you, in US, etc., the thing is, it's a common bathroom and all. So most of the time, women in the women's bathroom, especially in colleges, etc., dormitories, etc., they'll be walking half naked, semi-naked, full naked, whatever, because only women are around them. So what they observed was that these so-called men claiming themselves to be transgender, they will enter there. Then they will be walking around with literally their male appendages hanging out. So most of the females there will get scared, like from which angle this person is a transgender. So in US or in Europe, etc., it was all about what they used to say, sex is what you are born with, gender is what you identify with. Some absolute illogical thing they used to tell. So being a man, I could easily go and say, oh, I am feeling like a woman. Oh my God, I'm a woman. I can say, oh, I'm a transgender. I can say that. On what basis? Where is the medical evidence for it? None of that matters. None of that matters. So this started with this transgender thing they started. Later, where they took the discussion, they took it up and they started telling that there are more than 250 plus genders. Can you believe it? More than 250 genders are there. What? Man, woman, okay, transgender 3, fine. The remaining 247, what are they? God Almighty knows. It literally went out of hand. So you can basically say, I'm feeling like a cat, I'm feeling like a dog, I am feeling like a wolf, I am feeling like this, I am feeling like that. Your feeling is enough. So much so that when Trump, one good thing that Trump did when he became the president of USA was he basically said there are only 2 genders in USA. End of the story. The whole that trans movement, everything just came down. So the whole thing started off with actually with this LG, lesbian, gay. Woman should be able to have sex with another woman. Man should be able to have sex with another man. Okay. Then it became B, bisexual. That is, I want to have sex with a man also, woman also. LGBT, transgender then. Then queer. Queer means that they'll all dress funny. Funny in the sense, maybe this particular thing, again a guy again. Most of this time I can see it is always the guys who pull these stunts off. Wears skin tight leather pant, bra, this thing, eyelash, hair in rainbow color, and then walking in a very odd fashion. He's a guy, literally he's a guy, biological male he is. But he is claiming himself to be something different. What is his name? LGBTQIA plus. It just started going out of hand. Clear? It's called furry. Ugh. Whatever. So that is the point here. So that is a welcome move actually. Transgender, simply nobody should be able to say I'm a transgender and simply enter into it as a path or a means to make quick buck. There are genuine transgenders who actually needs the support of the society and the people. That is the thing. There is nothing called as a best newspaper. Any newspaper you can read. Okay, Disha, all the best. How to get previous year paper mock test? Previous year paper, internet, my dear brother. Mock test means you can, मॉक टेस्ट से याद आ गया, 1 मिनट. Just a minute. All India Prelims Mock Test 2026 is available online and offline. On 28th March, that is available. So if you visit the same channel's short section, there you will find the faculties have given 2 videos very recently. Today evening only it has come out. So just go through it. Hello sir, I'm very new to your class. Can I know when will the class start? Class starts at 7 p.m. Uma Mahesh. And then there is this is a special class actually. Normally we have it on every Saturday. So I'm trying to catch up with the backlogs. So normal timing, it is actually every Saturday, 7 p.m. This is actually a special class. The special class will be there even next week also. Because right now we have only covered March 6th to March 12th news. And you know it very well, today it is 25th. So I'm planning to cover the backlogs here. That is the reason. I am from Thrissur, Kerala. Currently residing and settled in Bangalore, Karnataka. See, Suganya, it's a mixed bag. Because we keep telling that they have job opportunities. That is true. But if you actually look at the statistics, there is general category domination in legislature, in the executive, in the judiciary, in the professional fields. Statistically speaking, where the reservation category, that is, let us say OBC, SC, ST, they are in more numbers than the general category is in Safai Karamcharis, manual scavengers. It is in these two, it is only in this area where you really see them in more numbers compared to the general category. Whereas in rest of the professions, if you take professional field, what I meant is engineers, doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, all that you take up, it is a general category that is dominating. That is the reality. We can only speak with data. We cannot speak with anything else. When we go by it, you can check it. I have covered it in my current affair classes multiple times. Data tells us something different. That is the reason. See, common sense. If reserved category was dominating here, then why should we give them more reservation then? The fact that even after all these years, even after the Mandal Commission or whatever commission that you are talking about, the effects of equity has not actually reached the poorest of the poor in the country or the socially ostracized communities in the country. That is the reality. What only 1,000 students do in UPSC and rest doesn't, and only 1,000 clear. That much only vacancies are there. Brother, less than 3% is the success rate. Everybody who goes to Mumbai, do you think they all end up becoming Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, etc.? No. Only a few get to reach there. Everybody goes out to train in cricket academy. Do you have any idea how many people are training in each gully? At the district level, then the state level, then the national level. Multiple levels they have to play to finally even enter where? Into the Indian Premier League, or even after that, if luck is there, India team B, then India team A, then finally wear the Indian cap and get into the field. Cricketers of other countries who have worked, who have bowled, who are good for their bowling, batting, etc. Today they are actually driving trucks or working as delivery partners in other countries. Politicians, how many are there? How many people enter into politics? Do everybody end up becoming the prime minister? Or chief minister? At least an MLA, panchayat president. This is life. Welcome to life. That is the reality. Please say, sir, what should I say? Manoj, that will depend upon your optional and how you are preparing it. My optional subject, if you are when I teach it, I only suggest one book for them to refer or read. That is New Horizons of Public Administration. I don't give them 10-15 books. 10-15 books you are supposed to read when you are preparing alone. The point of getting a coaching is where the faculty reduces your work. Faculty has already read those books and faculty knows what to deliver. That is the purpose of coaching. If I join coaching and again the faculty gives me a list of 6 books, why the hell did I even join coaching then? I could have sat and studied by myself. I offer from a company, so I'll be joining in October. I'm planning on making up the foundation during this month and then also preparing. It is a very wonderful plan to go, Mahesh. Anything where you are getting financial independence, never sacrifice it. We need to give in each and every category. All people get opportunity because UPSCC, again, I always tell you one thing. Give me the data. Reservation, some people are not able to get. That you don't tell me. Some people are not able to give. You are talking from general categories perspective. You are talking for them. If I get an SC candidate, ST candidate, OBC candidate, they will have another side of the story to say. Talk with data. Only talk with data. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Principles of equity is part of our constitution. To ensure for all the citizens justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Justice, social, economic, political. So that economic justice for OBC, SC, ST candidates. How are you going to give? That is the reason reservation is still existing. Supreme Court is not ready to interfere. Governments are not ready to do it. Why? That is the point. That is the only point. I agree. Within OBC, only a few communities are getting the benefit, or rather they are exploiting the reservation policy. There is no doubt. The communities which are constantly taking, because I have students who have reached out to me, sir, I am from SC, but will I get any reservation? I am like, you are from SC means by default you will get reservation. But she is like, no. In my village they told I won't get reservation. What is happening there? Within the SC communities again, there are many castes. Only some castes are constantly claiming this reservation part and they are taking the benefit. The rest of them are not getting it. ST though, they are not getting it. And there are another category called denotified tribes. They though don't belong anywhere. They don't get any reservation. Some student clear, but in 3-4 attempts. That means they are capable. But what mistakes mostly students do and we should not do? See, main thing is answer writing, people. And to write any answers, you should start analyzing PYQs. And from my analysis, I will tell you one thing. I have told many students, many times I have told students, read the question paper, the previous year question paper. Nobody bothers. They'll again coming back. But sir, how will we know what is important, what is not important? Array, go through the PYQ, man. Go through it. I even had a student come up to me and telling me, can you give me the topic-wise analysis of the polity questions of the last few years? Only if you're free, okay? For what joy, I picked up my phone the first thing in the morning. I should stop doing that, number one. And I read that message. Literally, I was like, whatever grogginess you will be in sleep, you are like, ye kya hai? And you read it and I am like, I literally lost it. Blood pressure would have got shot up, and I got so angry that entire sleep went away. I can't imagine asking like that to my faculty back in, that is polity my polity faculty was Ravinder sir. I can't imagine even when he used to walk in Rajendra Nagar, that old Rajendra Nagar one, this thing park is there near that Ram Manohar, whatever, that hospital opposite to it. There he will come for his evening walk. I don't have the guts even today. Back then I remember to go near him, and even when he crosses also, sir, good evening, sir. This is how we used to be. Today it is like, can you give us the question paper analysis if you're free? Then question paper analysis. Why? I will give you UPSC 2026 prelims question paper. Solved, I will give you. You don't have to write the exam only. That is the audacity today. So many a times when we say this, they will never listen. 3 times they will get royal jhatka from UPSC. That time they will listen. So by that time, if thoda naseeb bhi hai, Kundali also becomes fine. In the 4th or 5th attempt, they will clear. I will, Durgeshwari, I will. Manoj, when you read the PYQ, find out from which topic it has come. In that subject, okay, for a per subject, how many questions came? In that, from which chapters? In that chapter, which topic? Like that. I am in class 11th. You please focus on your school days, man. Just attend my current affair class. Kafi hai. How to? People, how to crack UPSC in the first attempt shouldn't be your priority. How to get into a job should be your priority. Parallelly prepare UPSC. If your time is good, you have studied everything properly, you have revised everything, you have completed your optional on time, you have practiced answer writing properly, you have a chance of cracking it. If I am OBC, what benefits in UPSC? Hardly any benefits. I think 2 extra attempts you get. 8 attempts you get. That is the only thing. Cutoff wise, to be very honest, general category and OBC cutoff hardly has any difference these days. OBC cutoff is very, very close to general category cutoff. It is not that there is a chalk and cheese difference. Pavitra, you don't have to make notes. What you should do is, see, from newspaper, you're never going to remember anything. That is why what you should do is, you should read the monthly current affair compilation. So let us say you start from January onwards, Jan 2026. Every day read 10 pages. Highlight what you feel is important or underline what is important and keep reading it. That is the only thing to do. Leader or king? Prelims, you need a clear head, a thorough understanding of concepts. Don't go with any preconceived notion. I will attempt 70 question, I'll attempt 80 question. Don't go with all those number games. You know it, attempt it. You don't know it, skip it. That is what is important. You need subject clarity. You need very good revision of all the core subjects. That is all that you need. Do CA. I joined Praram and I'm in first year. No regular college. I said, join and you okay. If my writing is bad, then you will not clear. Simple. Can I directly meet you, sir? Why, Suresh? I have given attempt. I have gone till the interview. Missed out from the final list by 19 marks because I only kept on studying. I never practiced answer writing much. That was the reason. And by then my nervousness, etc., lack of confidence, etc., had shot up because by then my brother had cracked the SSB and he became Lieutenant Hariram. And I was still, hey, UPSC preparation. Oh, and 6 years younger to me. So I was the school topper, all-rounder, getting proficiency prize, 6th standard first prize, 8th standard second prize, all that nonsense I was doing. He was always outside the class, what we say colloquially as outstanding student. hands up, kneel down, all that. So he never called our parents to the school for any proficiency prize, annual day, nothing. Only one place he called them. Chennai Officers Training Academy, passing out parade. Lieutenant Hariram, reporting for duty. My father stood on one side, mother stood on another side, removed the flaps from his epaulets, pinned it to his collar. I was standing there with the camera, taking the photo. Me and my sister were like, first prize, proficiency, what use? This is what matters ultimately. So imagine you have a 6-year brother, 6-year younger brother to you, 6 years younger to you. He is already in the service, group A service, that to Indian Army. Okay. What are you doing? Nehru, Gandhi, 1914. Will you be very happy to prepare? Wow, I am unemployed. My brother is employed. Wow, I am still dependent on my family. Wow, what a confidence I am feeling. Feeling very good. Life is jingalala. You will feel that, no, right? You will be like, oh, what will happen to my life? Oh, you. That will be running in your head. So with that thought in your head, you go to write prelims. If a question comes, who is the first Prime Minister of India? You will mark Mahatma Gandhi and you'll be like, that is how you will be. You come back home, you will be like, kis gade ne mark kiya ye Mahatma Gandhi? Then you will realize, me. That is the bottom line. You should be very clear-headed when you go to the prelims. You should not think about, वो मुझे छोड़कर जाएगी, बापूजी ये कहेगी. जो छोड़ने हैं, वो छोड़कर जाएगा. बापूजी को अगर कुछ कहना है, you clear the exam, you don't clear the exam, he's still going to say it. None of that matters. For you, only you are there. Understand that. So if you don't fight for yourself, nobody is going to come to your rescue. Understand that very, very clearly. You have to be very, very selfish in your preparation. As simple as that. आपके कितने भाई बहन हैं? Now she wants to take a what is it, census. आपका edit ban किया. Ban किया? Who banned? अरे मनोज, you start writing first. 30 seconds के लिए should I brainstorm? 15 seconds के लिए should I think about the keywords? Prepare on the topic, start writing. That much you do. 15 सेकंड 30 सेकंड डिप्रेशन खत्म हो गया मेरा. हाँ कमीनो, हंसो मेरे बर्बादी देकर हंस लो. You are too practical. You have to be, brother. I was not. So some people ask me, आप अगर इतना कॉन्फिडेंट हो, अगर आप इतना कंसिस्टेंट हो, तो आपने क्यों क्लियर नहीं किया? अरे आप भी हुआ हूं प्रैक्टिकल, आप भी बन गया हूं कंसिस्टेंट. पहले नहीं था. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल. पहले आपके तरह ऐसे ही, the only pleasure was digging for treasure in the nose. That was the only thing that I was doing, and sitting and studying. No, if I go and do something else, then preparation will become that, this, etc. No. You will prepare better if you are working. Nothing gives more liberated feeling than earning your own money. Let them capture. I don't care. मेरा भी यही इच्छा है. Noob Stone. I want to become father of Ananya Pandey in the next 30 movie of Dharma Productions or YRF. Anyone. Both of them are competing to produce Bakwas movies. So anyone Bakwas movie. Very good. दांडे वींडुम ब्रेनस्टॉर्म. टाइम पास कर रहा हूँ क्लास 12th में बैठकर. Mitochondria. Oof. Again the same question. People, let us call it a day. All right. Dhanya ho Prabhu. Let us call it a day, people.